Super Butoden 1 was fine, Super Butoden 2 was great, but now let's talk about the last of the original trilogy, Dragon Ball Z Super Butoden 3, which is neither.
勝負だカカロット来いベジータ
Dragon Ball Z Super Butoden 3 was released on September 29th, 1994, around the time that Boo and Babidi were terrorizing the Earth after Vegeta sacrificed his life, which is pretty close to being accurate to the time frame of the game. The only slight difference is that Gohan is wearing his early Boo Saga arc clothing rather than the Saiyaman or Kaioshin training garb. The first thing that I must say is that the actual fighting engine of Super Butoden 3 is just as good as its predecessor and is in fact probably slightly better. The same super powered key attacks remain, as well as the quick combos from the past, so the fights are still kind of the same, not much of a difference from its predecessor. The graphics are lush and the backgrounds, although way more generic than the ones from the first two games, at least look nice. I think it's pretty lazy to just have random skies with palette swaps of daytime and dusk to fight in as stages, but the game makes up for it by including the Budokai stage as well as a stage inside of Babidi's ship, which is the only stage in any of the three games that you cannot fly. So, flying to avoid your opponent and spamming key blasts will not work in this stage, even though it works in every other stage. Either way, the backgrounds and the stages are still pretty much lacking. However, that's about it when it comes to positives. The reality is, this fucking game sucks. When you have such a great title as Super Butoden 2, which did everything right, they literally did the opposite here. Let's start with the bullshit roster. So, the playable characters are Goku, Adult Gohan, Goten, Kaioshin, Fat Boo, Kid Trunks, Majin Vegeta, 18, and Dabura. If you put in a code during the start of the game, you get to unlock the secret character, Future Trunks. Wait a minute, Future Trunks? Remember Future Trunks, guys? Remember all the epic battles that Future Trunks had in the Boo Saga? You mean to tell me that they included Future fucking Trunks and not Piccolo, who was actually in the fucking saga? Who made that decision? I mean, it's cool that you can retell some of the most epic battles from the series, but come on, why the hell's Piccolo not there? 7 characters with blonde hair, including puss-ass Supreme Kai, but no Piccolo? But that's not even the biggest crime that this game commits. The best part about Super Butoden 2 was the story mode, as I outlined in my review for that game. Well, what about the story mode in Super Butoden 3? Is it worse? No, it's not even there. There is no story mode here. The only modes that are in this game are versus against a computer or another player, and tournament mode. That's it. And the only way to really beat the game is to win a random tournament, and then you get the credits. What the hell? So yeah, this game really sucks, and literally has 10 to 15 minutes of replay value at best. Maybe more if you have a friend to play with you, but not by much. The lack of anything remotely close to a story mode, with less characters, as well as making key spamming much easier and cheaper by charging up your key 3 times as fast as in Butoden 2, is just a fail. The game just feels half-assed and unfinished, almost as if the game designers were worried about meeting a deadline and just decided to take fights from 2 and make slight changes. Ultimately, even though Dabura and Boo are fun to play as, the game isn't even worth touching more than once or twice, even if you're a hardcore fan. Stick with Butoden 2, and I'll catch you down the road.